Hello, everyone.
What's up?
Welcome to the Trendy Protean Shift Devstream. Already off to a great start.
I took the room off guard.
Already there.
They didn't think I was going to do it.
Oh my gosh. I don't even have chat up
Go
right
ahead.
now. You gotta give me a second now. There's too many people in this room, and this is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. So, anyways, welcome.
We're going to be sweating before the end of this stream.
Welcome to the Protean Shift Devstream for the second time. I'm your host, Lawlta. With me for right now is Modified Mark.
Is that like a threat because the stream started the wrong way?
Right
for now,
now.
he's with us. Hey,
Huh.
everyone.
That was such a shift in tone. That was
I gotta
amazing.
keep it rolling.
Apparently.
I don't want dead air.
All right, so besides just making jokes the whole stream, which is probably what's going to happen, there's too
Yeah.
many of us here in too small of a room. We're going to be talking about a lot today. Last week we talked quite a bit about what's going to be going on with gear and stats. We're going to be going into a little bit of that this time. We're going to be showing some of the visual hub changes that we've teased on social media, specifically Twitter, if you've seen that, a little bit in Discord as well. Some upgrading, advancing, and evolving of gear. We've talked about it as well. And tinkering alongside that. If you've been keeping up with our dev logs, you'll have pretty much read about a lot of this stuff. This will be a little bit more in-depth than what those were.
Yeah.
Adventures and expeditions. Again, keeping up with the devlog, you'll know this stuff. Shard dusting and gilding, player shops and markets, and then also how your specific accounts are going to be handled when we transition into Protean Shift. What's going to happen with your items, what kind of mods you may or may not be getting, the quality of those, etc., etc.
Spillage of all beans.
Most beans. There's actually still some stuff we're
Oh
not.
yeah. Oh yeah. That's right.
There's some-
There's some boring stuff we're not supposed to talk about.
Yeah.
We'll see how long before.
Well, the third one's not in.
I make no promises. Did you leave one on the board empty just in case we need to?
We couldn't think of a fourth one. We got a fifth one though.
All right.
So with that, we can start getting into talking about gear. There's no music with this.
Wow.
But it looks awesome. So that's one of our artist's fantastic transitions. If she's watching, thank you. It looks awesome. So getting into it, we're going to start showing off some of the hub changes, town changes. This is kind of where the target dummies on live currently are, and they still are, but we've expanded it quite a bit, as well as add in some much requested aerial dummies as well. You'll also maybe even notice some names with all these guys on there, some updated names, some modified names, some essential names. So we've all got some fun titles on there. But this is something you guys have pushed for a long time, and now they're there. They're also in the private tavern as well. We have I think Elandrian put out a tweet a week or two ago showing that they were in there. So much requested. It's finally in. We got that, and then also we've got NPC. We've been teasing quite a bit. Eric's trying to do as much damage as possible. The big dips. We've also got our new NPC, Professor Proteus. Here's just some of his stuff. His ship flying, and if you can get up there, if you can get high enough, you can be on top of it. You can be the captain of your town's ship. That doesn't do anything, and it's not a thing. But then there's also Professor Proteus. We've kind of shown his head a little bit and some art of him, but there he is in all his glory with his. It's not. Is it Protobot? Is that what? I forgot. He doesn't have a name.
Forget the Protobot. Check out the mustache.
But you can see his mustache wiggles. He's got some awesome little animations to him. He's going to be the NPC that you interact with when you do tinkering. But that's just what's changed in the town for right now. When you go into your private tavern, which we won't be showing here, we just got too much stuff to cover. He's also in there, as well as the aerial training dummies again. But with that, we're going to start talking about some upgrading, advancing, and evolving. So
Let's do this.
all right, we got the menu. We got the inventory pulled up.
All right.
Let's go. So first thing is upgrading. As you can see on the screen there, we've got a medallion pulled up just to kind of show how you're going to be pushing gear. Like it'll have a base level, sometimes 0, sometimes a little higher. But what's different about upgrading now?
Forget everything you know about well, don't forget everything you know about upgrading, but forget a lot of it, because a lot of stuff has changed, and I'm really excited about it. So, in the live game right now, if you control-click on an item in the inventory or click the upgrade button on consoles, don't click it, you push it, whatever. If you try to upgrade something in your inventory, what gets brought up is a meter, and the meter always starts at 0, and you can spend gold or DMs to upgrade that item's power, and you'll see its gear score raise as you upgrade it. That's all changed. What we've got now is a new system where, again, you go through your inventory, you interact with your item. The item is going to have a chaos level associated with it, which Eric is pointing to right now, which is the chaos it was found in, and a meter which may or may not already be full with upgrade levels. And what you can do is you can continue to fill that meter. And the way you fill that meter is by spending some materials and some either gold or DMs to raise that item's power to the meter's cap, which will be the cap of the particular chaos that that item dropped in.
So, one thing that might be shown there, my vision's not the greatest, that's why I got glasses, it's not good. The amount of upgrade levels. So currently, like a legendary piece can have, I think it's what, 60 total?
Yes.
So is it still 60?
No. Okay. So every piece in the game.
Jose, you can hear me say the words.
You are in the room right now watching it. Why did you pull it up on Twitch? All right.
Let's keep going.
Okay, so every item in the game has 10 upgrade levels, with one exception, which we'll talk about later. And of those 10, level 0 starts at the bottom of the power of the particular chaos that item dropped in, and level 10 is the top. So although there are less levels, you are gaining more power with each upgrade that you do. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, but the costs have been significantly altered as well. I'll give you guys some wiggle room of freedom. Right, Alec?
Nah, just a little bit. And then also, the upgrade level, does that kind of depend on where they find it?
Yes. Well, it's not so much where as it is when.
When, yeah.
Yeah. So the way that upgrade levels work is, like I said, when you pick up a piece of equipment, it may or may not be at 0 upgrade levels. It's possible, and quite frankly, it's very likely that you will find it with some upgrade levels filled in. The way that works is, all right, so taking a step back, when we released the Barbarian's Wrath update, we talked about how your account was tracking the highest dropped item you had seen per slot on your character. The way that the upgrade meter works right now is it looks at that number of the highest item that you've seen drop, and it fills it based on how far you've gotten within that particular chaos, the highest drop that you've seen. So if you're halfway through your Chaos 3 progression, the items are dropping halfway through the power of what you might see from Chaos 3, the items that drop will have the meter halfway full. So you're getting retroactive credit for what you've already seen.
And then alongside that also, there's a lot of stuff to cover here.
Yeah.
With the costs, this is what the Chaos 3 cost is right now.
Yeah.
Okay. So is there a chance that gold becomes a little bit more important as you start to go up?
Yes. So we wanted to make sure that we gave you guys a ton of wiggle room to be creative and really kind of experiment with what's going on. But as you level up, the costs will scale appropriately. I can promise you, it's still a way better deal than what you're going to be seeing on the live game right now. So be excited for that, but the costs do increase as you go further.
Okay, so now that we've kind of talked about upgrading a little bit, that we showed kind of a legendary piece there. But let's talk about advancing now and kind of what that is. We've already kind of given a brief overview of it, but what is it and what's the point? What's it fulfill?
So let's say you find a piece of gear that you really love, right? Particularly like the cosmetics of it. Mm-hmm. Like I wrote about my love triangle between mods on, but I also have love affairs with certain appearances of things. Like I love that wooden squire sword.
It's like a soap opera for gear.
Oh my goodness, you have no idea the depths that this can go to. You don't want to explore this further.
We'll have a different stream for that.
Okay, very good. But I love that wooden sword. And as you guys know right now, the wooden sword does not and will not ever drop as a legendary item. So if you like the look of an item, you can take it from whatever tier that it dropped at and bring it all the way up to legendary. And as you're doing that, you're gaining shard slots, and you're gaining mod slots.
Which you can get up to 3 total. Obviously, when it starts out at its lowest, there's none on there. And you unlock them each as you get up there. And those have a cost with them as well for advancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they also have a gold or DM cost and a crafting material cost.
Yeah, so then they all have kind of their own unique materials to advance them through the different tiers as well.
Yeah.
And then we can now move on to evolving, which this applies to every player, even if someone thinks they've got the perfect gear so far.
Oh yeah,
it's kind of.
This is no matter where you are in DD2, you're gonna want to evolve. So the way evolving works is going back to what we were just talking about with the upgrade levels and the upgrade meter. Let's say you've reached the cap of the particular chaos that you're in, which was Chaos 3. I guess we've got a Chaos 4 item up on the screen right now. The meter's totally full. You head on over to the Evolve tab, and what that lets you do is that lets you take that item from the Chaos 4 range and put it at the start of the Chaos 5 range of power that will drop once you move into Chaos 5. In doing that, you get a very substantial boost to all of the mods that are on your equipment. That is the way that mods get more powerful. So when you advance, you're taking that item's power all the way up to the next Chaos, and your mods are getting like this huge boost immediately. So it's a really powerful transaction to do.
And again, with this, it has its own kind of crafting material that you'll have to go out and find in order to push the gear throughout the various difficulties as well. There might be even a special crafting material that lets you push past Chaos 7. Might be a little rare. Might require you to get up there and...
Can I spill the bead on where they find it, or is that it? That's not on the board.
That's not on the board. Oh, looks like we're getting a nod. Yes.
All right.
So where do we get it?
So if you want to take your item to a Chaos 8 level of power, you must push very high in Onslaught, starting at floor 80. These materials will have a chance of dropping, and every 5 floors that you push, you get an increased chance of seeing it. So the further you push, the better of a chance you get. And the further you've already pushed, you're going to be really valuable.
I feel like maybe a Chaos 8 piece of gear is probably a pretty big jump in strength.
It is a significant jump in strength.
So I'm expecting to see a lot of people really trying to farm those up, because it's going to be, I mean, it's rare. So getting a whole hero alone, that's going to be an investment.
But one very much worth doing.
Oh yeah, no, the stat jumps are huge. We'll leave the players to kind of discover that one. We're not going to be spilling those beans today. So all this gear, we're kind of showing the costs, showing the transitions between them.
Showing the awesomeness.
Yeah, oh yeah. But there's one thing we haven't covered yet, and that's tinkering. So you can do upgrading, evolving, advancing. You can do that all within the inventory menu, wherever you are. But in order to tinker, you've got to go to Professor Proteus. He's the only one who knows how to do it.
Head over to the glorious mustache.
I like that jaw too, though.
Yeah,
it's like a beard.
It's fantastic.
I love it.
So, with tinker, or did you want to say something else?
Oh no, you're good to go.
That's dangerous, but all right. So, with tinkering, I have one question for you, Lawlta.
Oh no.
Do you like to have your cake and eat it too?
I don't like cake.
You don't like cake?
No, I love it.
Have you ever tried the cake at Texas Roadhouse? It's really good.
Do they have it?
I think so.
Okay. Texas Roadhouse cake is fantastic. So yes, I like to have it and eat it as well.
Very good.
Okay.
So, in our previous system, we knew that one of the particular pain points was, let's say you found a mod that you really liked. Previously, they were passives. But then you got really bummed out because it's like, well, this piece of equipment has one that I like, but I want 2. There's 2 that I'm really particularly looking for. What the tinkering system lets you do is it lets you take 2 pieces of equipment and move a mod from one piece of equipment and fit it onto the other. And in doing so, you are permanently imbuing the equipment with the new mod, unless you want to change it again later. So I guess it's not really permanent.
How many mods can you move at a time?
So you can move up to 3 mods at a time, and there are a few stipulations that you need to follow in order to move them up. Can we go into that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. I figured I should ask.
No, it's okay.
So, and I'm going to read off a list here to make sure that I get this 100% right. So moving mods from one piece of gear to another. The mod that you're transferring, they need, how do I put this? The two pieces of equipment that you're transferring mods from need to be of the same type. Mm-hmm. So to transfer a mod from a glove, it needs to go onto another glove. You can't transfer a mod from a glove onto a relic per se, right? The mod that you're transferring must be unique to the piece that you're transferring on. So let's say you have 2 mods that make goblins explode when you kill them. You can only have one of those mods on a piece of equipment at a time. So you can't have 2 goblin explosion mods on the
because there'd be 2 explosions, and that's impossible.
That
we follow physics very seriously in our game.
Time. You can only have 1 element present because like some thunder ice thing, that's just bizarre. I don't know what's going on with that. Mm-hmm. And the piece that you're moving, the last one is the piece that you're moving the mod onto needs to be at a chaos level, which Eric is pointing out right there, that is at or above the piece that you're taking the mod from.
Mm-hmm. And then what if you move a Chaos 1 mod to a Chaos 1 piece of gear to a Chaos 7 piece of gear?
You could do that.
But does it scale the mod up?
It does not automatically scale the mod.
Okay.
So it is very advantageous to evolve that piece of gear first, if you so desire, and then move it to Chaos 7.
Okay.
Or if you don't care, just place it on.
You just take the Chaos 1 into Chaos 7, see how that goes.
Yeah.
So again, with everything we've covered on gear here, there's also some costs you can kind of see at the bottom. So is that a static cost, or does that get affected by how many you do?
That is an excellent question.
I thought so.
So that is the cost that you initially see, Eric, if you could pull them back and put them to their original home. So the initial cost that you see there is the cost per moving a mod over to the next piece of equipment that you're moving it to. And that cost scales depending on the amount of mods that you're moving over. So if Eric moves, you'll see the cost for 1, and then if he moves another 1 over, you'll see the cost scale appropriately. And there's one very important piece to this process. Professor Proteus has to take very painstaking time and effort to do this. And in the process of moving a mod from a piece of equipment, the piece of equipment that you're moving the mod from is destroyed in the process. So be very, very cagey about the way that you handle this. It's gonna have to make some strategic decisions.
Ooh, the best kind of decisions.
The best.
Maybe. There's some other decisions that are pretty good too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that is a ton of stuff with gear. You might have to watch the VOD to get all of it again. We're also taking questions at the end, so if you've got those, save those till then and we can answer those. But for right now, I guess that's going to have us move on to talking about some game modes coming up. So we're going to bid Mark adieu for now, and maybe bring on Daddy Elandrian.
Oh, my bad.
Got ahead of yourself there. All right. So we got the OG Elandrian here. We also have
I'm OG now.
There you go. OG.
I like this outline better.
NG. All right, that's fine. I just have just in case it's harder to see. Oh, are we news anchors now? I kind of like that.
No, don't do it too much. Our mic will probably pick it up, and it's probably really annoying. So let's do it way more. I'm just kidding. Let's not. All right. So new game modes.
So we've got 2 that we're going to be talking about today. The first one is going to be more focused at kind of newer players with adventure. So let's kind of get into that. How is it similar to how it is currently, and what are some of our bigger changes that are coming?
So some of the changes that we've made, Wow. All right.
You're
My
ready.
brain's at 50% today. It's been a long week, folks. So we have shortened the overall campaign to, I think it's 8 maps now, down from 18. We just found that we had a lot of players dropping off and kind of I'll call it an aggressively long campaign. But it we've been tracking a lot of metrics about how people play, and we've looked at kind of studied a lot of users and gotten a lot of feedback. We also did a number of live play tests for the old m.o.d.s patch that we did and stuff like that. So kind of taking a second look at a lot of the feedback and a lot of the data that we've been gathering. We wanted to get people into our endgame modes a little bit quicker. So we shortened the campaign, took out a bunch of missions from the overall progression that you have to go through. So we wanted to kind of put them somewhere else and give them a couple other little fun bits. So that's kind of how Adventures were born. Adventures, we've kind of made 2 or 3 map sections of story that you can do once you've completed the campaign. And you can start at the beginning of each story, as wherever you want, and they unlock kind of, again, in 2 or 3 map chunks. And then the end of each little story chunk, it's kind of like the incursion version of that map. So one kind of features our blinking boss, another features m.o.d.s, I think, and then the final one is the Harbinger fight and kind of his siege of levels and things like that. So they're kind of these little side stories, and we added a little bit more here and there dialogue-wise to kind of make it fit a little bit more as a small story, but we've just really cleaned up the campaign. So now the campaign will end with Betsy, with fighting Betsy, and you'll probably be around level 30 to 35, kind of in that range. And then once you beat that campaign, you can go wherever you want. You can roll right into Onslaught if you want. You can roll right into the new expedition modes, which I'll be talking about in a second here. You could do some adventures if you want to continue doing some story campaign stuff. You can just roll right into like all the different modes that are in our game. So kind of giving players a little bit more choice quicker in our game was really the goal with adventures. So let's talk a little bit about expeditions, I guess, since I mentioned them.
It's a pretty big game mode.
Grandmaster, I think, decided the trials were over.
Yep.
It was her choice.
I think she made a judgment on those trials?
Yeah, it was a judgment call.
There we go.
So the trials are over. Now we have a new mode called Expeditions. Obviously, we listened to a lot of feedback about what people did and did not enjoy about trials.
I don't think so. Where was this feedback posted?
Nowhere, because it didn't exist.
That's it. This was all our idea.
It was all my idea.
What?
I'm taking credit now.
Oh, there's going to be a fight.
Nobody else's. Only mine.
There's going to be a big fight.
And you're welcome.
Wow.
First of all.
Whoa.
Second of all, you get map choice.
So I guess it's a good trade-off. It's a pretty good trade-off.
I'll take credit, but at least you get something, right? So, again, now you get to pick, the chaos level of difficulty that you want to do, chaos 1 through 7, again, like we had normally, but now you get our full gambit of maps at your disposal. So it's all the maps that had existed before in trials, but you get to access any of them at any level of chaos, similar to Mastery, how you go into Mastery and you can pick any of the levels to do. So one of the other things that's kind of a feature of these new expeditions, as you may notice on the war table as Eric is browsing it, are these new little icons that pop up in the bottom right and on the map little banners themselves. So what these are crafting materials that are used for the systems that Mark was talking about. So they're crafting materials that are used for upgrading, evolving, advancing and tinkering with your gear. So this shows you the icons and the material types that are dropped in the different chaos levels. So the different chaoses kind of drop slightly different crafting materials, and then also the types of maps will drop different item type of materials. So we have these materials that are for certain helmet transactions. We have ones that are for chest pieces. Those kind of things will drop separately on different map types. So when you enter an expedition now, you'll have obviously you can start wherever you want. You can pick, and being OG Elandrian, my first choice immediately, because it used to be the old grind forever map, is always a Life-Root Forest. So you can start at Life-Root Forest, and it'll give you, again, I can't remember, is it the chest material? It's the chest material. And so if you want to continue grinding chest materials, at the summary screen you can choose to continue doing forest maps, which will also drop more chest materials. So as long as you keep rolling through those, You can keep getting chest materials, or you can just hit continue through kind of the queue, and then it'll do a random queue of like any of the maps, and that's where you can get the consecutive win bonus, you know, that we've had before, and kind of continue queuing through a series of maps for increased rewards. So it's up to you kind of how you want to play. We are looking at, we wanted to do a replay that same map feature, but it's going to require a little bit more time to actually put in. So for now, you can just queue up for a map of the same type.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that we're looking into that. It's just, you know, we didn't have time with our deadlines to get that in by now, but it is something we're looking at. So definitely give us your feedback about it too when you're trying it out. It's definitely something we're going to be working on and looking into in the future. And then, does the consecutive win give more crafting materials, perhaps? No? Alright, cool. You're a liar.
I had to put a question mark there.
But by the way, you keep your consecutive win bonus if you're playing, like, forest maps.
To repeatedly go through
so,
them. Yeah.
Again, you probably heard it because this mic's hypersensitive. But you keep your consecutive win bonus if you're just doing the same map types as well as the random queue. So just as long as you keep queuing up for additional maps and you don't like go back to town to select the same map again, you'll keep your consecutive win bonus.
But if you want to keep playing that same map, just keep going to town, picking it. You could grind that all the way from Chaos 1 expeditions all the way to 7 if you want. You're not going to have a whole lot of different crafting materials.
And we actually saw a lot of people doing that in playtest because they would go back to the map to check out like tinkering or upgrade gear and like, you know, mess around with their items again and then go right back to kind of the map that they like to do. So you definitely can do that if you really like, you know, playing one particular map. You can just do it over and over again.
Yeah, so be a lot of farming opportunities, a lot of crafting gear if you want to, or you just use whatever you find. So unless you get like a really good mod, then that'll be something you probably want to take with you because those high rolls are, they're beautiful. They're super strong.
I haven't gotten a single one.
I've gotten 3.
I've gotten none. I get nothing but like 50% and lower. I have the worst luck with mods.
Well,
and then I look over at this guy and he's like, I got all greens. And I don't understand. I don't understand.
I feel like
it's my bad RNG.
But I feel like there's a way to kind of take some of my luck, combine it with your bad RNG, and
how would you do that?
I don't know. I think we might have something we can talk about next.
Is it a new feature?
It might be something called our player markets. I think maybe.
Oh. What's that? Markets and player shops.
All right. So
wow. That was a great song.
That was perfect. Perfectly timed.
Jose, that was great, man.
How did you throw your voice so well?
I'm not even mad. I'm impressed.
Yeah, he's been hearing you a lot. He's like, I can just do it. So Eric's pulled up for us from our game browser our new markets tab that's on there. As you can see, he's scrolling down. There's different kinds of markets that you can go into and create for yourself.
Maybe we should start at the beginning.
All right, let's start at the beginning.
Let's start at the beginning here because, first of all, there's player shops. These markets would probably make no sense before we explain the first part.
The thing was that was the first thing.
I know it was up there, but let's talk about this first. So, we're introducing player shops, and what player shops are is, you know, we looked at kind of how we did trading in DD1, and we looked at, you know, some of the pros and cons that came from doing trading in that way, and kind of reevaluated how we wanted, obviously, people to be exchanging items with each other, and, you know, having it be able to, you can trade items with your friends and stuff like that, you know, get a cool drop and give it to someone else.
Yeah.
So we wanted to at least enable, you know, that kind of behavior. But we didn't want it to like spin off in crazy directions like DD1 trading did sometimes. Never. I don't. It was perfect.
Yeah, I don't ever recall any flaws.
Any flaws.
Just a perfect system.
So now you can post. You can post your items up for sale. You can set them to whatever. If you want to sell them for minimum sell value, you know, like the 30, 40 gold or whatever that they'll sell for. You can do that. You can put them for min value just to like give them to your friends. But you can also edit it to sell them for a lot more. So if you get, you know, a really awesome drop, you can set it for a ton of gold and have someone purchase that off of you. And this can happen in any area of the game. Mm-hmm. So you can browse the player list from the pause screen and, you know, browse everybody's shops. So all you do is, you know, you click on them on the list. You know, Eric's kind of showing you can either hit the option straight from the pause menu options, or you can open up their shop from the player list as well, and it'll show their shop. You can buy their stuff. You can put things up for sale. So to put things up for sale, Eric showed it briefly. You can you go to kind of edit shop UI, and that's where it'll bring up your inventory, and you can put things and set the price and list it for whatever you want. So what kind of items can be bought and sold? So right now it's most items can be traded, can be put on the shop. A couple things that we're not doing is you can't trade any items that have been upgraded, evolved, advanced, or tinkered. Equipment wise, you can only trade fresh drops. So if something has dropped, you can trade it, and then we're not allowing shard trading as well. So shard trading is off right now. We might revisit that decision based on feedback, but just for now, we didn't want.
It's given us
shard.
Well, it's a good chance to figure out where our economy's at. Trades can be.
We wanted to start with items because we really wanted, especially focusing on mods and the extra stuff we've done with items for this expansion. We wanted to allow people to exchange those and find cool stuff on those and trade them with each other. So we've really focused on that at first. You can also trade pets. You can trade pet consumables. So then we added, in order to find other like-minded people that are trading certain items, or maybe you talk about it separately, on Xbox Live chat, or Steam or something, or maybe on our forums, or possibly on some other website, like our favorite DD2 tools maybe should make a new section of his site. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Oh, like a little trade hub kind of thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. But so then this is kind of to explain the reason for markets. So markets are these new social trading hubs that you can go to from the war table again, and they don't restrict you to you can't only sell armor in the armor market. You can sell whatever you want. We just think people will kind of tend to flock to certain areas when they're selling certain goods, and then also the different hubs will have a number just to help you identify the different ones. And when they show up in the session list, when you're looking at all the trade hubs, they'll all have their own number, so you can communicate with other players like, hey, I'm selling this whatever item in Armor Hub, in Armor Hub Threve. It's a new number.
It's between 3 and 5.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can find each other and find where people are selling things and meet them there, and just if you don't want to have to group up with them and go to the same game, you can meet them in a trading hub and exchange items and stuff like that. So that was kind of the idea with markets, and also these hubs are 20 players, just like our main social hubs. So they're not a 4-player session. I guess it's pretty obvious with the player list up on the screen, but
that means 4 actually.
The 20 is the new 4.
You always divide by 5. That's the rule.
Of course. So yeah, that's pretty much it for player shops and trading. There is a small tax taken for the transaction, but you can set your sale price to whatever you want. So if you want to trade with friends, set it real low and be a nice guy. Or don't. It's a choice you can make. Mark it up big time.
So to that 99
say, sorry,
million
bud.
gold.
Sorry, bud.
So and
then also to remove I want to explain the removing an item from the listing slots. So if you want to remove an item, you kind of have 2 choices. You can either pay the tax to remove it and get the item back, or if you're really messed up and you can't pay the tax to remove that item, you can just destroy it.
Bye.
So
no more.
Definitely
make conscious decisions
about how you're listing. It could cost you. Don't just throw something up willy-nilly for 99 million, if you're not going to sell it, because good luck paying that if no one buys it.
I think there's a few people who could pay it.
There's 1 or 2.
Yeah.
1 or 2. We have a couple certain high ancient power people that have too much gold.
That's true.
Too much.
We're just going to be removing that with this expansion.
So yeah, we're interested to see what people are going to end up trading, what's going to be valuable to you guys. Again, we're going to be looking at kind of feedback and how much people are selling things for, and we'll be watching it and if you guys like it, we can talk about adding more items to being tradable and stuff like that. But this is kind of the first go at adding trading to Dungeon Defenders 2. So we hope you guys enjoy it, and we hope you trade sweet mods on items and awesome gear. Another restriction I totally forgot. So in order to buy equipment, you have to actually have unlocked a certain Chaos level that equipment is. So a Chaos 1 player who has not unlocked Chaos 2 cannot buy Chaos 7 gear.
Can't do it.
Straight from these shops. So that limitation is in. You will not be able to buy higher tier loot than what you have currently unlocked.
Does that apply for incursion weapons as well? Can you sell those? It does? So you have to beat the incursion.
Oh, no. I mean, like, when you get that piece of loot, it'll have a Chaos level assigned to it, right? So you just have to have that Chaos level unlocked.
All right.
I'm like 90% sure on that one.
Okay.
I don't think it links to incursion unlocking at all. I think it's just Chaos level.
Strong maybe.
Strong maybe.
Strong maybe. And then you can also, I'm not sure if you covered this.
I honestly thought he just said strong baby. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but
it's a Chilean
it'd be
saying.
great. Maybe it's a new pet.
Yeah.
Strong baby.
Strong baby. Like Boss Baby, but Strong Baby instead.
Boss Baby with giant arms.
We'll get Alec Baldwin to voice it as well.
I'd buy it.
And then you can also trade maybe some Chaos 8 upgrade material as well.
Yeah, that might be tradable.
Might become, I think, maybe one of the most valuable.
Yeah, all the crafting materials are tradable, so you can trade materials. Materials, equipment, pets, consumables. A lot of our consumables are tradable. It's really just shards and gear that you've invested in. You can't put gear that you've invested in up for trade.
Mm-hmm. Sweet. So I think that's it for now.
For this section.
There might be another section. I believe on the notes here it says Miscellaneous, which Jose let me know is not how you spell miscellaneous.
Yes.
He was very attentive to let me know. So we're going to be bringing someone essential to talk about some of the miscellaneous changes that are coming. Let's go. All right.
What's up?
Familiar face here.
Dude, I have no idea what miscellaneous entails, so we'll just like make it up as we go.
That's probably a good idea.
Where are we?
Let's have no plan.
Is this in here? Okay, there we go.
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay, let me read this 1 second.
We'll give Jose a moment.
Yeah, give me a minute.
Can you sing?
Are we doing that? Okay, never mind.
I think so.
Let's go.
Okay, all right. So, there's been a lot of questions about how.
A few. Yeah,
that's down from a lot.
I mean,
okay.
It's been fairly clear.
Okay, so going into this,
yes,
you're not going to keep your stats how they currently are. That'd be a little broken.
Yeah. So
we'll keep. I'm going to keep you on track on this one.
Thanks. No, I appreciate it. I need some guidance.
How?
But I can tell you. Hold up.
Oh no! Off the script.
I mean,
the script.
I'm in miscellaneous. Like, literally enables me to talk about anything.
No, miscellaneous of these things.
We've made mistakes.
Yeah.
I need to edit the board.
You let me. You unleash the reins, and I can just do whatever. Whoa! Okay,
unleash the reins. All right.
Is that a thing? Okay, never mind.
You just let go of the reins. Oh no! Why would you do this?
Dude, this thing is like, no, that's molded. It's gross. Okay, never mind. Let's go at it.
So our transition time has finished. So with gear, there's a new one.
Oh, this one, yeah, this.
There's no string on it.
Yeah, there we go. That's good enough.
Oh my goodness!
All right, so
we're
Okay, let me talk.
Oh, you haven't been? Okay.
Yeah, I want to.
So, with gear, there's now going to be 2 stats on it.
Correct.
A primary.
So 1 primary, 1 secondary. So the premise for anything that we're doing is that we're doing the best that we can to set you up from the get-go as strong as possible. So you're going to load in, you're going to be OP, the game's going to be completely broken. No, that's not entirely true, but not entirely wrong. So basically what we're doing is that there's going to be a primary and secondary stat in each one of the item types. So sword, primary weapon, and you get your armor, your relics, everyone's going to be a primary, 1 secondary.
So, like we talked about last time, we're getting away from critical damage and defense speed and gear. So you're probably going to see those away. So you're going to be like, okay, so which ones am I going to be left out in my gear? So we're choosing, well, leaving the primary stat as it is. And then we're choosing whatever it was your strongest out of your secondary sets remaining. So where you're always going to be left out with whatever strongest possible combination you would have had before. That's one thing. The other thing is that, of course, the stats themselves are going to be raised a little bit because since we're toning down how many stats you had before. Because like if you have all options available to you, you have no options, right? So now there's actual choice to make. So in order for that to be a thing, all stats are going to have to be cranked up a little bit. So in order for that to happen, now all stats have been raised. Some more than others. Definitely damage has been cranked up significantly more, but still health has been raised up a little bit.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to like get up to very comparable amounts of damage fairly easily, even with the reduced number of stats. So with this in mind, you'll see that whatever damage your weapons are going to be translating into from the old build into the new one is going to be more than what you had before, but it's still going to be proportional to whatever you roll. Because you know, in the game, within there's different roles for stats. So your primary and your secondary has different roles of how strong they can be. So whenever we transform into the new version, there's going to be proportionally as strong as they would have been in this new tier of power.
And we had a little bit of concern with like where your health's going to be, because obviously with these stats, maybe you end up having hero damage and ability power as the secondary stats you get a lot of. And people were concerned that there was going to be glass cannons. You can kind of do those builds if you want to.
I mean, yeah.
But with only like just a couple pieces with health on it, you'll be exactly where you are, which will put you more or less at the same power you're currently at. So you have a lot more. If you want to be super tanky, you can be super tanky. If you want to be closer to a glass cannon build, you can do that. But you can also be right about where your power's at right now, with the same amount of defensive stats as well.
Yeah,
so.
And the thing is that we purposely made a few of the mods that we're making. They're just like vanilla stats. They may not be because there's no condition and trigger in them. Like if you say like there's one that increases your critical damage, since that one applies unilaterally regardless of anything else, right? You just get it. There's going to be a little weaker than the ones that you have to like achieve something to trigger the effect of the buff. But you can still have those like base stats to raise them. So if you're looking at it objectively, if you want to throw in critical damage and defense speed in your relics the way that they are now, you're more than welcome to do so. You'll just have to get the correct mods to make that a thing. But you can take your gear to be, I mean, basically we're enabling you to do whatever you want with your gear. So you want to be the glass cannon, that's an option for you, but it's not the only one available right now, and that's important for us. So yeah, even if you generally, I like to balance it out when I've been testing the game. I usually do like 2 and 2. I'll do like 2 hero damage and 2 health, or maybe like 1 ability, 2 damage and 1 health, or something like that to balance it out. But yeah, the opportunities are out there for you to do whatever you want.
So we're talking about stats right now.
Yeah.
But since they're losing some secondary stats, are they going to be getting any mods on their gear?
Correct.
With this? No, I'm asking. That wasn't declarative.
I mean, I'm declaring it.
Okay, you're declaring it. That's correct.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
So you will be getting some mods within your gear after you are versioning it into the new update. There's a few notes about that. First one is, of course, there's gonna out of like, let's say out of all the mods in the game, the pool of mods available for you to see in your gear once you version into the new system, I would say is roughly like 70% of them. So the chances of you finding like most of the mods, it's going to be pretty high. So it's not like, oh, you only get like a section of them and they're like the weakest ones, and that's definitely not the case. We're bringing you up to with like a really sizable chunk of them, so you'll be able to see get a taste of everything that we have to offer. So I would say like roughly 70% of the mods in the game are going to be version into your gear once you load in. So you load in, you'll see all of your gear now has some number of mods. And like you guys have been looking into in the build that Eric's playing, is that the tier of the item defines how many mods the items can hold, and also defines how many mods they come with when you see them in the ground. So oranges and purples and blues. They have different numbers of mods that they can hold and different numbers that they drop in the ground. So the items, when you find them in your inventory, they would have the same number of slots that you would expect them to have. So yeah, so the orange right now that Eric's showing has the 3 slots. So when you find all of your oranges are going to have 3 slots, so they're going to be good to go. But when you find oranges in the ground, they'll have 2 slots filled in and 1 empty, which is going to be the same case for your gear. So it'll be pretty much as you would have picked it up freshly from the ground.
Are you sure it's 3 slots on it? It has 3 slots open, but it should have 2 mods on there, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. So it'll have, yeah. So that's pretty much what Eric's showing. So all of your oranges will look like that. We'll have 3 slots available for you to use. And out of those 3, 2 of them will already filled in with mods, which is, like I said, exactly the same how you would find new orange gear in the ground in the game. So it would be like almost as if you freshly picked it up.
Mm-hmm. And then Mythical will have 1. Does that have 3 slots available to it, or only 2?
Mythical has
I believe it's 3. But anyway,
it's 2. Yeah, it's 2. It's
or
2 and 1.
Peace sign. One of the 2.
Yeah, it's 2 it's 2 and 1.
Okay.
So that's basically it.
Well, also so did you talk about the rolls on them as well?
Yeah. So the other thing is that they're not the mods themselves. They're not gonna be rolled into their max strength, because we want you to take the adventure of finding those and trading for them. So we're gonna have to we want those to be valuable for you. So those will be. There's going to be a cap of how much they can, the strength of mods that you're going to be seeing when you version in, but it's still going to be, I mean, fairly strong, right? I mean, it's not going to be like the one that you're seeking out to min-max, but it's definitely going to be strong enough for you to be competitive at whatever difficulty you're finding them.
Yeah, and even the lowest mods are still really good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so even if it's not, it doesn't seem like you're getting a whole lot of like high rolled ones, they're going to be pretty powerful.
Yeah, the thing is, it's important to remember what Mark said. Like, even if you're playing with your buddy in C1 or you're just playing in the beginning, you can take any of the items that you get in C1 and you can evolve it up to C7, and then they'll be just as strong as any. I mean, presumably, if you put the effort, it's going to be stronger than what you are seeing in C7 normally. That's the thing, is that if you take the effort to evolve an item from C1 to C7, those are the items that you want to, like, basically, with the mods themselves, those are the ones you be playing with. And that enables you to be like rewarded when you play with your buddies, regardless of what difficulty you're playing. Yeah, so if you get a super god tier roll, that's going to be valid if you take it up to the level that you're playing at.
Yeah, and it's also going to be good to go into player shops and see.
Absolutely, yeah.
See one gear, but there's an amazing roll on it, so now it's super valuable.
Yeah, everybody's going to be like going at it.
So. There's some other miscellaneous stuff on here.
Is there?
Miscellaneous
I need to look it up.
Need to catch up real quick? Cool.
Yeah, go for it. I'll just make it up.
We'll just do this one first.
Okay.
We'll go in the order. We're not going to do random.
Sure, go for it.
Okay. So the first kind of thing we're going to show off is, we've had some questions about this. What do kind of Ascension points look like as a result? Because specifically with how crit cap is being raised and crit damage has changed.
Yeah.
What are the changes they'll see there?
So critical damage and critical chance, they are, since like we said last time, now we're moving into making critical damage a percentage. So now, as you'll see in the Ascension talent, that's going to be a percentage as well. And they're going to be still out of 20, I feel.
Yeah, the crit.
Yeah, they're going
damage ones.
Yeah, they're going to be out of 20. Same as crit chance. Yeah, and those will behave just as you expect them to. The other one that we're changing is the defense speed one. Now it's previously I think it was being raised by just some flat amount. Or
yeah, I think it was always percentage. It's just the stat in general is changing.
Oh, right. So previously the defense speed talent was raising a percentage, but that percentage was not a percentage of the actual attack rate of the tower. It was a percentage of your stat, which didn't translate well. They didn't read well. Like you would, but I'm raising it by 5%. Well, I'm not seeing a 5% fire rate increase. Now that's the case. So you're actually getting more fire rate per ascension point that you put in defense speed. On top of that, we are allowing you to raise that amount by a significant margin. So now you can take the talent up to like 35%, which is way beyond what you had before. And that percentage isn't actually like absolute percentage. It's the actual 35% increase from the fire rate of the tower itself, and not just like some like weird stat that really nobody understands.
If Jose doesn't understand, no one understands it.
I'm making it so I understand it. So that's
the rule then.
If I understand it, I'm assuming everybody else can.
Okay, that's a good standard.
Yeah.
Very humble. Okay, so that just kind of answers a little bit of the questions there. Another miscellaneous topic that people have been asking about is shard dusting.
Yeah.
So this is something where, well, actually, let's talk about it a little bit.
So basically, we kind of knew enabling, opening the gates for trading. People are going to be asking us hey, I got so many shards, what can I do with them? So the means that we're giving you to interact with shards, because definitely want to touch aspects of the game. So now what you can do with shards is the ones that you don't want. You can toss them in a blender, crank up the speed to 11, and then after you're done, have you seen that YouTube OG shows
Will it blend?
Will it blend? Yeah, it's basically that. So go watch one of those videos, and then you'll know what we're talking about.
But there's no animation for this at all. So if you don't see that,
no,
it's because it doesn't exist. But that's what apparently happened.
That's the word.
I think that's actually in the code. Is
we took it
put
in
shard in Blender?
Yes.
Okay.
If Blender do. That's where we took the inspiration from. So basically, you blend the shards, you grind them into a dust, and then you can gather a bunch of that dust, and then you can make it into new shards.
Oh, okay.
And the shard will be there's different tiers of that dust. So you don't want to mix your Chaos 1 dust with the other dust, because you don't want to. How are you gonna use the dust after the fact if it's all mixed up? You can't separate sand.
You couldn't
You have to go grain at a time. No. So be very careful not to mix up your sand, kids. Basically,
that's a life lesson to take away from the stream,
dude.
Just don't mix sand.
Does you have some sort of coloring for sand for when you go to the beach, and then you can color your sand and then make dope ass castles?
So we'll do product pitches after the stream?
Yeah. I've been watching way too much Shark Tank, dude. That show is really fun. Okay, never mind.
No, it's okay for it to be fun. I thought we were going to be talking about another chain restaurant. We are talking about TV shows this week.
Yes, we are.
Next week for radio, maybe? I don't know.
Radio?
Yeah, okay, maybe not. So along with shard dusting, there's also another thing we're doing with shards, which some of you have been asking about and seen through our devlogs, which is shard gilding.
I'm really scared to talk about this because people are telling me to spill the beans, and I'm I don't even know what I'm allowed to spill or not. So let's just go through the core systems, and then you stop me when I say something illegal.
What does it do?
So what does it do? All right. So hold on, let me take this hair out of it. Okay. So what does it do? Shard gilding. You're basically the system enables you to strengthen a shard beyond its wildest illegal strength.
Whoa.
So you can take a shard and bring it beyond what you've ever seen before. And the means by which you can do that is you, like you're saying before, after you grind a bunch of the shard, you get a bunch of dust. You can you'll be able to roll for multiples of the same shard that you really like. So you really like destruction. You get all of your C1, you grind it up, you get the destruction shards, and then you get 1,000,000 destructions, and then you can pile them all together, and they'll become a super destruction shard, and you'll be a gilded destruction shard.
A destruction castle.
A destruction castle.
But in one shard.
Damn, we made it wrong.
Yeah, dude. Oh my God. Okay, time to hit the computer, boys. We gotta change it.
Sorry, we're delaying the update.
Yeah.
Shard castles now.
Shard castle.
Shard castles. There's also shard dust everywhere mixed, and we can't.
Yeah,
we gotta sort that out now.
Get your how do you call those little things that you can use to use to. I don't know. Do you know the word?
What? I don't know what you're trying to communicate. You're just pointing at your finger.
No, the thing that used to do this.
Pinch? I don't know. I can't see what you're doing.
I don't know
how your hand.
I don't know the item's name, dude. Okay, whatever. Don't worry about it.
I don't know what you're. Does anyone else know?
The word
pinch item.
Whatever. The grabbing thing.
Pen?
No, it's
Did
close.
you mean pinch?
No, I mean let's continue. It's the thing okay, never mind. So yeah, you could get a bunch of those. You can get your castle shard or just gilded shard.
There we go. Now the number you threw out there was you could combine 1,000,000 shards to gild one.
That's the actual accurate number that you'll need. 1,000,000.
Are we talking about that today?
It's a million, man.
Is it a million?
It's not. I mean,
It's minus a couple zeros.
Oh, okay.
I'm not allowed to talk about several things, including Texas Roadhouse.
You just talked about it. You just said it.
But I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the number.
It was. Did he show it on screen?
Just on the
Okay.
He showed it on screen.
He showed it on the screen.
Okay, it's 10. It's 10. There you go, it's 10. Beans are spilled. Spilled.
Spill.
Pardon
my gosh.
my accent.
Oh my gosh. Because spiel is a different word. Anyway.
I was not trying to say that.
Okay. No, I got that. All right. That's been a lot to cover, and just a process. Wow. I was not expecting Miscellaneous to get that.
I mean, if you throw in Miscellaneous, and if you throw me, is there anything else to expect?
I'm gonna have to
is there anything else?
do that every time. All right. So from here, as much fun as that was, I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Now would probably be the time to start posting them because I haven't been reading them at all.
I tried to watch the stream, but then
I know. We
yeah.
heard you trying to watch the stream while we were saying the
Dude,
words.
the delay is really bad.
That's the internet.
I mean, you couldn't tell unless you're watching it happening next to you. Regardless, let's move into questions.
So we're going to be going into our Q&A section now. It's already going. Are we getting everybody?
Am I in the middle?
Yeah, I mean, we're not.
Okay.
So the names are going to be just about right. Hold on. We'll keep going. There we go. We got everybody. Mark's floating for right now. Oh, that's a good smile.
Are we there?
This is
We're
for
good.
Jose.
We're good. Yeah, this has been a thread that's been going on the whole time. All right, so let me start to go. Also, you know what we need to do? We can wait for after QA, but we need to start thinking about some hashtags for our little...
Oh, dude, strong baby. Are you kidding me? That's the hashtag right there. Strong baby. Like when you guys said strong baby, people were already putting the hashtag.
Good.
See,
Okay.
This is so you get what I'm involved
So
with.
not yet.
I'm like, yeah, strong baby. Strong baby.
It's not yet, but
It's
it
strong
will.
It's strong baby.
It will be strong baby. Okay. Oh my
Keep
gosh.
spamming it immediately.
No, not right now. Don't listen to Jose.
Can we make that a new emote for our channel?
Spam baby.
And
Or
it'll just
strong
be
baby.
like, it'll be like Boss Baby with a flexi arm.
He's got like an Arnold arm with him. Yeah. Okay.
Oscar nominated.
Let's do it.
All right. So, let's see here. Can mods only be upgraded by evolving an item? So mods will scale. So if you get one at C1 and you want to get that to C7, you have to upgrade it on a C1 piece of gear. If you throw it from C1 to C7, it's not going to scale.
Yeah, but like, sorry, I interrupted you very rudely. No.
But he's very humble about it.
They'll drop it at chaos level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you get it, let's say that the same mod is available both in C1, C7. If you get it in C1, you can take it up to C7. It'll be that strength. But you can also find the same mod at C7, and it'll be already at that strength. But since it's difficult to get there, of course, the challenge for you is to try to get the perfect roll that you want.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you do find it, it's going to be very, very enticing. So we're encouraging you to take it all the way up there so you can actually use and feel attached to the piece of gear that you see in the game. That's the core of this. It's like, make the gear yours.
Yeah, and then as of right now, there's no way, I think also part of that was affecting the roll on it. That's not
the likelihood of you getting a god tier in your rolls is same across the board.
Right, but they want to know if you were able to increase the roll. So say you get a low roll. There's no, right now...
No. There's
the same.
Yeah, currently there's no way to adjust the roll that you got with your mods. The only way of getting better rolls with your mods is to find another one of them.
Yeah, so let's see here, sorry. Just need to make sure we got that. If we upgrade a piece to Chaos 8 and reset for Ancient Power, is there... One, does it get affected? This is a twofer because these are two different questions.
Sure.
Does it get affected by the Ancient Power? And two, is there an easier way to get back to Chaos 8? Do you want me to? I can answer that.
I mean, as far as I know, no. Like, you'll get reset?
It gets reset.
Yeah, it gets reset.
Mm-hmm.
It keeps its rolls.
It keeps it, yeah. Thanks, Mark. I was thinking on that. It does get reset, On the flip side, it doesn't lose the roll. So whenever you choose to do that, if you roll something really, really strong, it'll be just as strong when you Ancient Power. And then, let me tell you, I mean, some of those are just like ungodly powerful. So even if you Ancient Power, you get a perfect roll, they're gonna be, you're gonna be cruising through the early parts of the game if you actually do get a perfect roll.
Good rolls are relevant wherever you are in the progression.
They are 100%.
So it's either you evolve them or you can sell them for a lot because they're going to be super valuable. This I like this question. Are those new transition screens going to be in the game?
Yeah. No.
No? Wait, never mind.
The new wait, which transition? You mean the load screen?
The load screen.
All right. We're talking about like the stream transitions.
No, those aren't in the game.
No, it's not going to say gear and be like flying in the
as
clouds.
you open your inventory every time.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's a 10-second transition.
I'd put it. But
I was already like
loading
screens,
the loading screens will be, yes.
Yeah.
Music, like
those were done to help convey stuff like what chaos enemies do, how to go through all these new systems. I mean, otherwise there's just going to be a spam of constant tutorials on like, oh, do you want to do this? Walk here, do this. So little reading material as you load in to different maps or different town hubs or your private tavern. So yeah, those are pretty amazing. One thing, I don't know if we really talked about a lot because there's some people asking about the amount for shard gilding. So shard gilding is something that you're going to want to do at the end game. It's not really something you're going to be taking advantage of as you're playing
hold up,
a whole lot.
We didn't say that. Did we say that gilding?
The most important part.
The most important part? Yeah, if you gild the shard, you'll not get reset when you Ancient Power.
Yeah. We talked about getting additional upgrade levels.
Yeah. So you gild it, it gets additional upgrade levels, and then at that point on, even if you Ancient Power, it'll be just as strong.
Yeah, so as you're Ancient Powering, you're also going to, as you're climbing back through, you are going to be seeing a lot of these shards dropping.
You're going to be seeing them again. So when you hit the 10 mark, shove them all into the same one, pile up all the dust, and then you're good to go forever.
Yep. Can you merge mods in order to upgrade them? No. Pretty much the systems that we showed today are the entire interactions with how mods are going to be working. Yeah, I mean, again, you can find them and you can transfer. If you find a better roll of the one one you've already found, you can transfer that over through tinkering to a new piece of gear to override. You know, maybe you have a favorite staff that has a really good mod on it. You get a better roll, you can move that one and override it. But as for merging them, no, not currently. How many shard dust will it be for a new shard pack?
For a new pack, I mean, that's I mean, let's just use the 1-to-1, right? So you'll need 10 dust to grind it into an extra shard.
There
you can bring up the blender, throw in 10, and then 1 comes back.
Okay. Does it come out of the bottom of the blender, or do you give someone the?
I mean,
you'll spit out the top.
It'll spit out
every time.
Okay.
And it's one shard, single unit, not pack of several.
Yeah. So to clarify though, there is an NPC where you go and trade in the shard dust to get it.
Yeah, there's a guy.
There's no blender. Yeah, we might need to replace the NPC with a blender.
We just wanted to give a better option of like what you could do with them rather than sell them for 10 gold.
That was a good deal.
I guess.
But no, it's a different way of being able to get the shards that you do want. Let's see here. Is C8 gear tradable or just the advanced materials? So
well, I mean, by virtue of so if you tinker with the gear in any way, shape, or form, it becomes untradeable. So by virtue of that, if you evolve something to Chaos 8, it's become untradeable.
Yeah.
However, materials enabling you to take it up to Chaos 8 go nuts. You can pick them up, trade it, juggle them, give it to your friends, give it to your enemies.
I didn't think we added juggling, but I'm constantly surprised.
There's going to be like a lot of like gesture
blenders,
speculation
juggling.
now.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
Look what you've done. This can of worms.
Chaos 8 gear does not drop, only through upgrades.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. Good.
Thank you, Room Ghost.
The only way for you to acquire gear of Chaos 8 strength is you have to upgrade something of Chaos 7.
Let's see here. Wow, that's the answer to this is no, but can you gild gilded shards into weapon of ultimate decimation? I do like the description of that.
I mean, now I want.
I know.
Decimation.
Weapon of
Why
ultimate.
didn't we add that, Jose and Mark?
A WUD.
I'm gonna go back to my desk, implement this immediately.
Yeah, that is
I'm a ghost.
that is
Yeah,
amazing.
room ghost.
Modified room ghost. How many different crafting materials are there across the chaos tiers?
I could answer that.
Yeah.
If you want me to.
Go, come here.
You're gonna have to do the math yourself though.
Okay.
Because I don't know the number off the top of my head. But
Mark's coming in.
It's
Okay. So every single alright, how do I describe this? Maybe I shouldn't have answered this question.
You literally hopped right in.
So Chaos 1, 2, and 3 have their own type of upgrading material, tinkering material, and item type materials. And there's 6 types of items. And each Chaos 1, Chaos 2, and Chaos 3 individually have their own specific evolution material. That's the same for 4, 5, and 6, and then 7 is its own thing.
Yep.
So groupings of materials, those numbers, you guys figured out your numbers, people.
So yeah. So there's
a lot.
3 different sections there. You can do the math. Let's see here.
I never learned how to math.
I'm sorry. We can. I mean, I know how to teach a little bit of math after this if you want. No.
Did they change how you teach math?
I have to learn how to read first.
Oh, my bad.
I can only listen to YouTube tutorials. And listen, I can't even watch them.
Elandrian has been looking at the papers upside down, which makes a lot more sense now. He hasn't. He's been reading. Sorry.
That's why I thought gilding took 1 shard.
Oh, because
it was 01.
Oh, because it's upside down.
Now I get it.
Okay. Let's see here. What about a new character? What gives? There's a lot in this expansion.
What gives?
What gives?
Wow.
We're changing the nature of reality.
That's some millennialness right there.
Whoa!
So-
and we're millennials.
I know, so I'm allowed to say that.
Oh, so yeah. You can't say it if you're not a millennial. That's the rule.
There's plenty of content in the expansion for you to get entertained by.
Doesn't mean there aren't new heroes.
Entertained by. Are you not entertained?
I'm gonna go open up tinkering. Ah, yes.
I mean, to be real for a second though, a new character consumes the majority of our development efforts and team. We're not a giant team. We can't just pump out a hero every update.
Like outside of this room, there's like one other guy, and that's like it.
So just to set some expectations, it will not always be a hero for all these big updates.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean we're not eventually. But yeah, it's.
I mean, we just released the Barbarian. We're obviously still adding characters.
No, I don't think so.
You get the
Barbarian. All right, no new characters.
That's actually just a reskin Squire.
Confirmed.
If you think about it.
We don't add heroes anymore.
You should get the Barbarian again.
Again.
Barbarian 2.
I would do a gender swap Barbarian, let's be real.
Barbarossa.
Yeah, I would.
We did show the game browser for map selection and stuff like that a little bit earlier. Check out the VOD. Let's see here. Strong baby, or is he wearing a diaper of giant strength? Why not both? He could be doing both.
I mean, that's obviously what his diaper is called in his inventory.
I'm so far from scrolling. There's some really big questions here.
The one question that I've seen multiple times is, can shards be gilded more than once?
Oh.
No.
You gild it once, you get 4 additional upgrade levels. You shove in the money to reach those upgrade levels.
Shove it in. That's how you upgrade.
Well, you just have you have your pile of blender dust.
But that's
separately.
You've already gilded it. This is a different.
So you're just shoving money into the shard holes.
Yeah. It doesn't
into the.
That's
what happens when you gild it. You make shard holes.
So it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't mix.
Oh no, chat
You're
went away.
closing the. Yeah, dude, you gotta go back at it.
Why did chat disappear?
Eric, you got any questions?
Yeah, Eric.
What's the best ones?
Questions would be
only the best.
I saw a question. I was like, man, this is a good question, but I forgot about it.
It was that good of a question.
It was like a return of weekend events, double XP, so on. And so forth.
Yes, perhaps. So we are going to be running one event at the beginning of this update. This expansion will launch. We're going to do kind of like a thank you year 2 of Dungeon Defenders. Anniversary of our launch event, and we're going to make all the Ascension and Ancient Power resets free for a week.
What?
Free for a week.
So there you go.
So you can toy around with like your builds and mess around with a bunch of the stat changes and stuff that we did for free for a week.
I can give a more specific answer to that previous question. About 30. There you go.
What was the?
I did the math.
I don't even remember what.
crafting materials.
Okay. About 30.
There you go.
What happens when you guild shards that have 100% effect?
Some of those shards may have been altered so they can go past the point that they were previously at.
Oh.
So
You may want to look at those shards upon transition.
I mean, the long story short, everything's different now, so just pay attention to everything that's changed.
That's
Can we-
easy.
Can we talk about? I don't know if this is a moment of time, but can we talk? Do we talk about ascension weapons and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that
Nope.
yet. So sorry.
That's on the board. If it should have been there.
No, that's
not my
different.
fault.
That's different.
Okay, can we talk about ascension weapons?
We can talk about Ascension.
So, wait, no,
You mean ancient power weapons?
no.
We just crashed Jose at EXE.
That's what broke him?
I meant to say incursion weapons.
Yeah, go. You can. Yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, no, incursion weapons. So yeah, those are mods now as well as they were before. So now these are also mods, and they follow the same rules as any other mod, except the fact that they cannot be moved to other weapons. But you can get the weapon with the incursion mod, and then they're gonna draw like as high as the other ones. And let me tell you, if you're like, oh man, Shadow Flame Dagger used to be so strong, and then like Trendy nerfed it, and now I'm sad.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me tell you.
Let him tell you.
This is really
Let me tell
good.
you, Shadow Flame Dagger is stronger than it used to be. Although, of course, you gotta get the sick rolls.
Yeah, it is. There's a chance for it. I think Lunar Portal's pretty good
Oh,
too.
dude, Lunar Portal, Ridic, Ghostly Halberd,
Go see Halberd.
Extra Ridic. So yeah, go get those incursion weapons, boys.
So
They're very, very good.
Now that you've
Sorry, go ahead.
you've spilled the beans on something we didn't cover. Now that's where the questions are coming. So, without giving too much detail.
Did I? Okay.
No. I'm just prefacing.
You didn't put it
I'm
there.
prefacing. I did not. That's what the fourth blank spot's for. It's written in invisible ink. This is your fault.
Oops.
So, AP weapons.
What? What are you talking about?
You brought it up, and it's a question now.
Okay.
So,
Are we allowed to talk about this?
I mean, we got to now.
Okay.
The expansion's out
I'll
next
talk
week.
about
No,
that.
no.
Yes.
I'm scared.
I don't know what's happening right now with Jose.
So Jose's been talking
Jose's
a lot.
crashing.
He needs a moment.
I'm
He
to
needs
just
a
like-
bug fix.
I don't know if you guys are being nice
to
now.
just
They're like, your
restart.
thing's gonna cut it. You're gonna throw me in dungeons again.
Again. This joke is never going to stop now because he said it once on a stream. There's a good amount of people who are like, let Jose out of the dungeon, and now he said it.
Well, that's never going to happen.
That's
so
now it's definitely
not a joke.
That's good luck
Hashtag
seeing
not
the
a joke.
sun again. Anyways,
Not a joke.
not a joke.
So you say what you're safe with. I'll follow up with that. So I don't.
What I'm safe with. So I don't go in the dungeon with you? Is that what you're
I mean,
saying?
Because
So long as-
I'm the gatekeeper
So long
apparently
as I'm
here.
not there by myself.
So Colin,
So,
Elandrian,
friends, when you ancient power now, there may be some extra rewards.
What?
what
One
are
of those
rewards?
extra rewards might be unique weapons that will drop with a, well, not drop, but be given to you with a unique mod. And there may be unique weapons for all of our heroes and unique mods for all of our heroes
Oh, I
that
see.
only
Yeah.
come from ancient powering.
Now, these weapons, are they tradable?
They are tradable.
All right.
But again, if you upgrade, advance, evolve, tinker, then they are not tradable. If you do anything to them, they are not tradable, but when you first get them, they are tradable. And they will drop with a certain roll, so you might not get a good roll at first, but
I mean,
do
it's still
some
gonna
more
be
ancient
valuable.
power, and you'll get, they'll still be a unique property on them.
They're
What?
they're really strong.
What are you trying to say, Jose?
I don't know. The portal, the Terraria portal.
Yeah.
What about
You
it?
know what I'm saying?
You tell them about it.
So some of those fancy, super fancy Ancient Power exclusive mods may or may not be available for you to try out in the Terraria portal. You know, you jump up the stairs.
May or may not.
So cut out the part of that. There we go.
They will.
So
go to Terraria portal.
In our normalized map where you can trial, heroes and stuff like that. Usually, there are some unique mods that are on that. So if you want to check them out before people have gotten them or posted them, you can check them out. I think at full strength.
Oh, they are full strength, 100%.
in our Terraria portal in our normalized map. But just some of them. It's not all of them.
So it's a random chance when you Ancient Powers. There's a bunch of questions about it. I just want to.
Well, you will get a weapon.
You will get a weapon. You will get a weapon. Random which one it is.
Yes, you will get a weapon guaranteed. It can be for any hero, and then the strength of that of that passive. Of that mod itself. Ooh, is that the forbidden word?
So
the strength of that mod itself will also be follow the same random rules.
So if you've already Ancient Powered, you're not going to be getting just a ton of weapons right out the back.
They're not awarded retroactively.
Because that would just throw any trading economy into chaos instantly. But
if you've Ancient Powered a lot, you're probably getting Ancient Power a lot easier than most players.
You might have a lot of gold, which is going to set you up.
And you're getting a lot more gold than other players.
So you'll be set up for the trading economy.
That's very important.
Pretty.
Gold is going to be more important than ever. Mark wants to say something.
Tell them about the Onslaught mods.
Oh, right. So remember what Mark was saying that at floor 80 onwards you're gonna get some fancy fancy materials. You're gonna get some fancy materials that enable you to
No, that's okay. Keep going.
All right, we're getting. Is it raining outside? Yeah, it's raining.
Can you feel it?
I can hear it. Okay, floor 80 onwards. Chaos in materials. You can evolve weapons to Chaos 8. Alongside that, there's some Onslaught exclusive mods. Once again, these are for heroes exclusively. So they're not generic like most mods in the game. They're for specific heroes. They award you with specific abilities for those heroes, and then you can only find those in the high levels of Onslaught. I believe it's 82.
Do we have? Do we want to?
Or 6?
Oh, go ahead.
The chances of finding those get better the higher you climb.
Yes, and the chances of finding those get higher the higher you go.
So pushing.
Does that start at 80 as well, Mark? Is that 80 as well? Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, it's 80 as well. So 80 onwards, you get Chaos 8 materials, and you get Onslaught exclusive mods.
So I feel like pushing floors is going to have its own reward as you go.
Oh yeah, because the higher you go, the easier it is to get those.
So sorry, there's just a lot going on. Are we able to pull up and maybe show? You had that gun witch selected earlier.
I just don't know which one it is.
Oh, okay. So we can't right now.
Show the weapons?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, that character he was running around with?
I don't know.
I don't know who that was. So
maybe it's something cool that's coming.
That interesting character. I was just gonna say her mod that she had equipped, but we'll hold off on that for now because there's a lot more coming.
Show them.
So does that mean
show them? Go back.
Show them the the weapon?
Nope.
You want
show them.
Oh, we're gonna have to get shrunk.
Show them. Give them the beans.
Give them the beans.
Give the beans.
Show
them.
The Terraria?
Show them the power.
The new. Do we want to say the name?
Sure.
All right. This is our new Tech Witch skin.
What?
That you'll be able to purchase, maybe just outright.
Show them the options. Or actually, will that even work right now?
Yeah.
Maybe. Some of our UIs are bugged on our current dev build, so
do a double jump.
May or may not work. Oh yeah, what about flying? Yeah, come on.
Maybe show some for flying as well.
Ooh, boy.
Oh, no broom. No broom needed.
Nope.
She's so cool, dude.
So, it's a new gun witch, Tech Witch skin coming. She's got a lot to her. She's got extra accessories as well that we are not showing here, but you will be able to see them. That's not her default look, though that's one of my favorites. She kind of looks like a Gundam a little bit. So I'm all about that. While he's flying around, will you be able to make juice bags pay 200 million gold for an AP weapon the first time you hit? Yes. You can make him pay.
It's direct payments to me.
Yeah. Actually,
and I will not give it.
Actually, you can do 200 gold. It caps out at 99.
the tags of trading goes directly to you? To
right
your
to
account?
right to
account
Elandrian's
personally?
We weren't
account.
supposed to tell them about that.
Will those mods be hero specific to the hero you have in your deck? It's just random across
No,
the board. So
it's
even
across the board.
But if you don't have that hero, you don't use it. It's not important to you.
But they're tradable.
They're tradable,
yeah.
so that
Trade
can
'em
be
away.
a huge. You can sell it to other players, and probably for a lot because that's an investment to get those. And again, any roll is going to be good. There's just if you have the perfect roll, that's I don't know. You might be able to just get their gold and maybe their computer or Xbox or PS. They might have to mail it to you. Maybe if it's that good.
Good luck.
Good luck. Yeah. Trust them? No, don't. Maybe. I don't know. Do the materials drop more often the higher you are too?
Yeah, I think we said that.
For Chaos 8
Yeah,
Evolution,
for the chaos.
yes.
Yeah.
Not the crafting
Not
materials.
anything
though.
else.
Yeah.
Well, I
Crafting.
mean, that is a material, but
Yeah.
only,
Yeah.
only Chaos 8.
But the Chaos 8 evolving material has a higher chance to drop the higher you are.
yeah.
What about the mods?
Well, actually,
Yeah.
technically, yes, to that previous question.
Okay.
Hang on, I'll hop in here.
Okay.
So, like I said earlier, like you're kind of in a bucket where for Chaos 1, 2, and 3 weapons, they all use the same upgrade material. If you go to Chaos 2 and then to Chaos 3, Chaos 3 will drop more than Chaos 1 drops.
Mhm.
So technically, yes. Although that's not tied to onslaught, floor climbing, or anything like that.
Okay.
What was the second question?
What about mods at higher, like the hero specific ones even? Do those have a higher chance to show up as you keep climbing?
Yeah,
past 80?
so those are onslaught exclusive. Higher chances to keep climbing starting at floor 80, I believe.
And they work pretty well with one another. Ones you get from Ancient Power, and then also the
Yeah,
ones from
they're
Higher
kind of
Onslaught.
made in relationship with each other. So the ones that you get naturally from Onslaught play really well with the ones that you get from Ancient Power. I don't know if I'm allowed to spill the beans on any of those.
You spill the beans on one of them. What's your favorite one?
Ooh.
There's the one for EV2 that
Oh, this one's. Wait, both of them? Because they both work together.
yes. I'll just say one of them. It's the one that like her proton beam. That's the name of her super laser cannon. Proton beam deals extra damage the closer you are to overheating. So it's like a. And then the closer you are to overheating deals more damage, and then
Wait, is that how it starts? Is that how it sounds when it starts off?
that's when it ends.
Oh, that's at the end.
It goes like
Okay.
kind of like Mega Man.
Okay.
The blender sound.
Yeah, that's kind of like Wonder Sound. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
so if you go in like full on force, you'll be like dealing substantially more damage at the end of that cannon.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one. The other one, I'm not gonna say what it is, but it definitely it synergizes with that very well.
So you won't just be hitting caps instantly and then be like, oh, there goes my fun. There might be a little bit more creative play to it. I think is the best way to describe
Oh, that's
it.
one of the straightforward ones. But
Yeah.
you'll definitely enjoy all of them.
Let's see here. Will those onslaught mods be for hero abilities, or will some work affect their tower? So for
That's a good question.
That is a good one.
So the ones in Ancient Power and the ones in High-End Onslaught will be hero abilities exclusive. However, in early game, I think that we're talking about campaign level onwards.
Mhm.
There's some mods that are exclusive to certain defenses. So in campaign, you can find and campaign onwards, right? So they'll be across the game. You'll find some mods that are only for defenses, and there's one for each hero, and you'll be able to slap them into the relics, and they'll increase the performance of certain defenses. Let me spill the beans on one of them.
Let's do I like Squire. Squire's one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah, the Squire. It's it allows the ballista
Mhm.
to deal poison damage to enemies, so you'll be able to poison enemies with a ballista.
On top of what it already does.
On top of what? Yeah, on top of what
So
already.
increased
So you
poison
can
damage.
you can pierce enemies with the ballista already. So as you pierce them, you poison all of them,
Mhm.
and that's really good for onslaught because you can slap on some extra elemental damage for. What's the name of the mutator that requires you to have them with stats?
Control burn.
Control burn. Yeah, it's
Yep.
just really good for control burn.
This one's good. Can you stack items in the marketplace like crafting materials when you're selling them?
Yeah, you get to pick the stack size.
Okay, there you go. So you want to do full. What do the crafting materials max out at?
I think they stack out at 99
That's
right now per stack.
It's a decent amount of crafting materials. So, and then also another one was, how does the shop space work? So what, I guess, how much do you start out with?
So you start out with 2 slots, and you can get some more.
There you go. You get a lot more, it looks like.
I like-
Decent amount of stuff to list.
I like more.
Let's see here. Someone's got perception on what that EV2, or not that EV2, the Gunwitch costume costs, and I'll tell you right now, that's wrong. That's the answer to that question.
Wow.
It's wrong, and it's not that high.
Did they think we made it a 4,800?
That's exactly what they thought it was.
I mean, can we change it now? Are you gonna buy it for that? I'll change it just for you.
if you buy it for that
like,
much,
just for you, I'll change it.
PM us
It's not that much,
your
but
account. It's not that much.
I can make it that much.
We could do it. The drop of
I have that power.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Do you guys want it to be 4,800? I mean, please let me know.
Yeah. Will all of you buy it for that much? Let us know.
Do you want it to be 4,800, and will you be buying it? If both answers are yes, we can change it.
Ooh, this is probably the most important question of the stream. Can you put shutter shades on the Tech Witch?
Yes, you can.
In fact, you should. If you don't,
Yeah, we can't show it right now just because of some of the UI issues on our test build right now.
you don't need to see it right now.
You don't need to see
Just
it right
imagine,
now. It's too powerful.
Imagine its glory.
It's too powerful.
I wanted to say thanks back to the people who are saying we're doing a good job.
Oh yes, it's very nice. Your kind words are always welcomed.
Yeah, Tactica
Most of
saying
the time.
saying nice
Most
things.
of the time. Tactica's pretty solid community member. Very nice sometimes.
Will Jose be replacing all sound effects in game? Not currently, but this is something
we
that
should
we're
talk to
actively,
Ashley about it.
It's time
actively
to,
working on.
We'll talk to our
Time
sound
to sell the
master
sound
about it.
pack.
Yeah,
Of
in our
Jose.
current design documents,
Yeah.
that's definitely explicit as like Jose will do all of the sound effects for this particular content.
Oh,
We should
I'm
have
just
Jose costume where he does all the sound effects.
Dude,
I'm catching up to where the Ballista was announced, and yeah, are there There's no mastery only mods.
No.
What we've talked about is what there are. There's a lot of mods. There's over 100 mods.
it's like 130
Something.
million.
Okay.
Oh, million.
Oh,
That's a lot.
I was being very conservative with what I was announcing before.
Yeah, it's more than 100.
Yeah, that's what I said. We're on the same page, and I'm glad.
Just making
the
sure
first
that I
time.
know it's more
It's
than
the first
100.
time. We have time for like one more question. That's not it. That's not it. Oh, okay. This one's one I've seen come up a handful of times, so this is a good one. Are gilded shards? Some of these wordings are interesting. Are gilded shards possibly better than their hyper shard equivalent? And really, the one that's comparable to is mass destruction. And the answer on that, I believe, is no. I could be wrong. I'm
Eric.
not.
They're very different shards.
Right.
For most of them, mass destruction will still be better than gilded regular destruction.
There you
Right.
go.
The one thing Gilded Destruction has over Mass Destruction is that if you go through AP, Gilded Destruction
Oh,
doesn't get
retain its
affected.
power, yeah.
Mass Destruction does.
So go get some of the mastery juice.
So Mastery Juice.
Does that come out of the blender?
Or is that like a Juice Bags plug or something?
No, it's just say I enjoy
Check out
mastery. I
Juice
think
Bags Mastery videos. Anyways, God, there's so many more questions. Please feel free to post on the forums or on Discord with the rest of these, just because we've been here for a long time.
Strong baby.
Strong. Oh yeah, make sure you put in hashtag strong baby. I can't believe that's not surprised at this point. Anyways, hashtag strong baby to be entered to win the Gunwitch. I feel like we might have been giving her out on both Devstreams.
Yeah, I was
for a
gonna
reason.
say.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It might be a nice
Strange.
incentive to get her now. And also, she might have some really good mods. Maybe.
Maybe.
Eric either had a seizure or was really shaking his head. Yes, both. It's both. So that's it.
He needs medical attention. Please, room ghost.
Well, we modified ghost mark.
We need to end it right now, otherwise I'm gonna start spilling the mods for the Gunwitch.
You better not. You better not. Anyways, that's it for our Protean Shift Expansion
Woo.
Devstream. We put a ton of work into this. We know you guys are going to love a lot of this stuff. Please, any questions you have, anything, post on the forums.
Wait. Show them the animation where she does the shooty awesomeness.
Shooty,
Switch.
go for it.
Do it.
It's time to switch. Switch.
Shooty awesomeness.
Oh yeah, that's
No, that's not the shooty awesomeness.
that's
No, that's not it either.
what I don't know which one you want.
Talking about when she dual wields, man.
Oh,
Check out the sweet new animation for that.
Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Look at, I forgot that one's
Come
so
on.
good.
Come on.
That one's so good.
That is really fun.
This might be a plug for Tech Witch, but she's probably one of my favorite skins. Like I didn't play Tech Gun Witch before, but now it's like
Kinda
gonna have to. So she looks pretty amazing. Anyways, that is it for the stream for this week. We will have. I already forgot how to say Trendy Friday Fun backwards.
Tune in next time.
For enough. You're nerd.
Yadurf. We got it. Flawless pronunciation.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. That's nothing new. But that's it. We hope you guys have enjoyed a lot of what we showed off. There's even more stuff that we haven't really got to yet. There will be some expansion notes coming with this. I think it's just like a page or so, just some bullet points. For you guys,
One paragraph.
One paragraph.
Whoever's compiling the patch notes, oof.
Yeah,
Boy.
Eric. Anyways,
That's gonna
he ran away. That's it. So thank you for tuning in. We'll have more info for you guys soon, and we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.
Hello.
Bye bye.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello.